Okay, good morning everybody. We're winding down this month, although it's more or less the trading week. We got one more day tomorrow, but obviously we're not going to be here. I will say this also, we're going to have an important USDA report coming out at 11 o'clock. And Mr. Freed has been gone throughout the week, but in his remote location, he'll be coming out later on with some commentary on the report, so if you want to look forward to that. But anyway, we're in anticipation waiting for the report. Anyway, the overnight trade, we're up roughly around 4 cents in the wheat. We're up around 2 cents in the corn, up around a penny in the beans, unchanged in the meal and the oil. I'm going to go through this. I got a lot of papers in my hand because there's kind of a lot of numbers here that I can't really ascertain. But for the week so far, we're down roughly around 20 cents in the wheat. That being soft red winter, we're down roughly around 30 in the hard red winter, down 20 in the spring wheat. Down almost 35 cents in the beans. We're down roughly around $10 in the meal, and down 25 cents in the 25 points in the soybean oil. The only thing that continues to go and make, as far as the opposite side goes, is crushing margins making new contract highs, and they're up roughly around 8 cents on the week at $1.71. That being for the November-December crush. Now for the month, even harder hits. 60 cents in the soft red winter wheat, 80 cents in the spring wheat, in the hard red winter wheat, 70 cents in the spring wheat, $1.50 in the beans, down $42 in the meal, and down $2.20 in the soybean oil. But once again, the crushing margins, with the meal market kind of upholding their net long position as far as spec positions go, the crushing margins are up roughly around 32 cents for the month, and oil shares kind of got a little bit back, some of it versus the meal, up roughly around 2%. So once again, big hits for the week, big hits for the month, and a lot of it's been predicated on the fact that two things. We've been having these trade wars that have been going on, and we've also been having these crop conditions and the weather being somewhat conducive, and we've had the trade that was sizable net longs basically in the corn, beans, and in the meal coming out of their positions, now getting a little bit net short. We'll find out on the commitment traders report after the close. It was first notice day for the July contracts. We did see where the commercials did register some corn and beans. We did have corn and bean registrations and deliveries, roughly around 860 in the corn, roughly around 1,000 in the beans. When you have registrations on paper, that's not very constructive, because if you wanted to go and keep those registrations and or the supplies, you would not be registering them. So once again, that's something that is also out. Also, we've been seeing during this whole month time period, once again, with the collapse as far as prices go, the open interest coming on down sharply, and that was the case again, at least for the corn, wheat, and the soybeans, and even the soybean oil, down roughly around 8,000 contracts in the beans, down 20,000 contracts in the corn yesterday, down 11,000 contracts in the soft red winter wheat. So if you go look at an open interest chart, you can see where during this whole month, with the price collapse that we've seen, that we just went through as far as net changes and the open interest, we've been seeing a big collapse as far as the participants in the marketplace. I guess that leaves us with, at 11 o'clock, what's going to happen with the USDA reports. We're also going to have a Canadian acreage report coming out here in roughly at 7:30, but I don't know if that's really going to have a big influence, but that's just adding to the numbers that are out there. We know where our lows are at right now, that being 360 in the December corn and roughly around 865 in the November beans, that being that spike down last week. We've been staying contained. As I said before, that during the month of June and into July, the trump card, and I hate to sound redundant about this, but I'm not trying to make a joke, but not Donald Trump, but the trump card is what's going to go on with the crop conditions and the weather in cahoots with what's the USDA going to come out with here this afternoon. But if the weather and the crop conditions stay good, theoretically, I would think that those lows in the November beans and December corn should be threatened, and or vice versa. But in the meantime, we're just biding time, and not Joe Biden, but we're waiting to see what's going to happen when we turn the calendar over. Once again, these are my opinions, not that of ADM or ADMIS. Thank you.